Hello? Ah, yes, my friends. Welcome back to Super Divorce on YouTube. This Nicholas Vlars here, one half of the synth pop duo known as Super Divorce. Welcome back to my virtual bedroom this evening for a little bit more of the old Sega Genesis. Also the Mega Drive classics here. Hello, Obi-Wan. Thanks for joining me here tonight. Now. You might recall, last evening we only had one game that we could play. And I told you I was going to fix that. I have installed my OS, and I'm ready to go. Now look here. Now, look at all the games that we have to choose from. Look at all the games. Last night we just had one game to play. We have gone to the video game store and we have picked up quite a collection since last time. And I told you that was going to happen, and I did not lie. And so now look at all of these games that we could play, and I'm going to put it to a vote. Just like we have the big vote coming up here in the United States tomorrow, our big midterm elections. Well, we can all get excited and get in the voting mood with a little voting on Super Divorce tonight here. You're going to vote on some Sega Genesis games, or just one. I don't know. Maybe we'll play more than one. We'll see what we can do. Obi-Wan has some good news. He has not forgotten his earbuds today, so he will be able to hear us play our games. He will be able to hear the fantastic music of the Sega Genesis collection, or the Mega Drive, whatever we play, whichever game we play. Andrew has voted for Altered Beast. Good brother Andrew votes for Altered Beast. Now, I can't just go with that because I was putting this to a vote. So that means that I have to see if Obi-Wan agrees. So Obi-Wan, do you agree with Altered Beast? Or is there some other game that you would rather see me play? Would you rather see me play Echo the Dolphin, Echo the Tides of Time, Echo Junior even? We've also got games like Eternal Champions, Fatal Labyrinth. We can go down here and say that we've got Space Harrier 2, Sonic Spinball. Hold on. Got a comment from Obi-Wan. He said, today was the race that stops a nation, the Melbourne Cup. It was won by a horse called Cross Counter. What is your big race? Kentucky Derby. And it looks like Obi-Wan has chosen Echo. So we have a bit of a standoff here with our game selection. Uh-oh. Kentucky Derby, the Kentucky Derby is the big horse race here. Andrew is correct about that, even though he was not correct about Courage in the episode of Sequential Star Wars that was just released. And if you'd like to see what we mean, then head on over to the Padawan Lost episode of Sequential Star Wars, and you can see where Obi-Wan goes into the comment section and really just sticks it to good brother Andrew. Just shows him what's what. So now I'm gonna have to flip a coin, huh? Because I guess it's just I guess it's just you two here right now. So no, don't concede. Obi-Wan's trying to concede. That's not how we do things around here. There's got to be a winner. We're not going to do a concession. Nope. Nope. That will not do. we are going to have to flip a coin. So please look forward to me finding a coin to flip. Just 1 second. This shouldn't take long. I am returning from my desk. I opened my desk drawer there, and I opened the top desk drawer, and I went ahead and I found myself a nice shiny quarter. Okay, so alright, so since good brother Andrew, since he picked the game first, since he made his pick known first, I will go ahead and let him call heads or tails, and I'm just going to let it fall. I'll let it fall, and I'll tell you what happens. I'm not going to catch it and then turn it over on my arm or anything. I'm just going to flip it in the air like we're starting a football game, and I'm going to let it fall on the ground, and whoever has the correct call, their game will get played. Okay, so good brother Andrew, at your leisure, please let me know, heads or tails. What will it be, sir? Good brother Andrew has called heads. Here we go. We're gonna flip. And it's a heads. No cheating here. It was a good try. Everyone did their best. Good brother Andrew has won the coin toss, and so we will play Altered Beast. Okay. Congratulations on your victory, Andrew. All right, Altered Beast. Let's go ahead and put the cartridge in. There it goes. And here we are. Gonna get started here.
Rise from your grave.
Why, Hummel, why? Let me know, please, how the sound is. I wouldn't want... Oh, crud. I wouldn't want the, Oh, Jesus. I only rented this game like one time, I think, so please forgive me if it takes me a minute. Okay. Yeah, I never owned this game, so... Ah. What are you doing there? Yeah, let me know if the sound's coming through okay on this. Because, Whoop. Whoop. Can I get that?
Power up.
Power up. What does this do? It's like, some sort of something or other. I've got powers to... Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, man. So it starts me right back here again.
Power up.
Got the power up again. I need to... Well, if I get down, then I can kind of kick up like that. Kickle up. Oh, what's this guy doing? Punch him right in the gonads. That's what I'm gonna do. Yep. So you want to get low with these guys because they'll punch at you, I guess. Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. Then I can get down low and kick up at these guys. The little winged boys. Yep. Hip. Uh-oh, we're altering. Now I can shoot stuff at these dudes. Oh yeah, now we're powered up. Oh, and we can go across screen like that. What's this guy gonna do? How do I get him?
Welcome to your doom.
What? He didn't even, Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. So... Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Very unforgiving. I wonder if I can... Oh, can I... Oh, no! Crap. I forgot I can... Nope, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I thought I could do the... Jesus. Oh boy, game over already. Woo! Do I like the grid pattern? I don't really, it's not like a preference. It was the default. I don't even know if I can change that. I'm not sure if I can change that. I bet I probably can.
Rise from your grave.
But I think I have to go back out to my bedroom to do it. So, see what I can do about... Come on, big blue ox. Ha! Ha! This guy is gonna try and punch at me, I can see. And now he's not even gonna move forward. He's just staying frozen. Ah, see that? That's a little booby move. Damn it. Come on, get that orb. There you go. That's what you gotta do. So now I can hit them, and then they stop. They just wait for you. It's a little booby move. You try and do booby moves. Ha! Yep. And this guy's already here? Wow.
Power up.
I didn't even get my full... Oh, what's... Okay. Oh, jeez. Darn it. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, son of a... I need to get altered. I gotta get my altar on. There we go. Come on, I need an altar orb. Give me one of them altar orbs here, real quick. Kick up. Oh, damn it. That was a son of a bitch move right there. If I've ever seen one. And I think I've seen one before, but that was really one. That was really something else. Alright, time to get altered. Here we go. Here we go. This is when things really... this is when things really heat up. You really... You gotta give them what for when you're in this form. You know? This guy's just gonna stand around doing his crap. I don't even know if I can...
Welcome to your doom.
I don't think I can hit him like that. That's just a bunch of horse wallop. Can I... Okay, there we go. That's... Ah, darn it. I thought I had something. Here we go. Oh, no. Oh! Oh, damn. Oh, that super got me. Oh, damn, I can't even get out of there. That was a real son of a bitch right there. Game over. Woo! Woo, dog. Can I even change the... It doesn't even give me an option to change difficulty or anything. So there's one difficulty in this game, eh? Alright. It's just like, get good, huh? Maybe that's why I never owned this game when I was a kid. I probably rented it and I was like, what the hell? Can't give myself any more continues? No extra life? What is this crap? And then this guy, he just like stops there. Get away a little bit. Yep. Punch. Get that there orb.
Power up.
Power up with your orbs. Oh, damn it. That was so much hokum. Ah! Give me my orb.
Power up.
I would imagine this would be... So, you know, that's kind of crap, isn't it? That in games that were, you know, originally for the arcade, they would put them on a game system for home use. And in an arcade, as long as you had enough quarters, you could continue playing, right? They didn't limit your continues, did they? On this one. I wouldn't imagine so, because they want you to keep pumping into it. Ah, damn it. Stupid fellow. Get him. So, it seems unfair that they would limit your continues on the home version. Ah, jeez. Damn it. Not fair. No good. No good. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Welcome to your doom.
That just sounds like a kid. You know? Sounds like a kid. Sounds like a YouTube kid in 2018. Trying to do a funny voice on his YouTube channel. Ah, man, you can't very well maneuver sometimes. No, no, no. If I could shoot up, that would be good. But it doesn't give me the option when I'm transformed, you know? Ah, shift. He's starting to have seizures. There we go. Round clear. Bionus. Ah, you son of a bitch. You took my orbs. You took my altar orbs. Now I'm not an altar boy anymore. Now I'm not an altar boy anymore. What does that picture represent? Him taking my altar orbs? Okay, we got the Grimace. Gonna fight the Grimace and the Hounds of Hell. Oh, damn it. What's he doing? You know, that's... I tried to kick up anyway. There's an altar orb. Oh, man. Just bounding. Too much. Too much bounding. Give me that altar orb. What are these things? Little dragon boys? What the hell? That's the same thing from, that was the thing from Gauntlet, guys. You remember that? You can ride that guy in Gauntlet, and now we just get owned as a dragon? That doesn't make any sense. What the? Why would I get owned as a dragon? Just one. Oh no, I can do that too. Okay, well I'll have to. What the hell? What do we gotta do? Huh? Come on, shock them all. Shock them. You gotta be shocking y'all. Shocking y'all. Shocking y'all. How many are there? I don't get it. Woo! Gotta give him pink eye. No! Get up! No! It's a game over! I don't even know if I was doing the right thing. Hold on a second. Obi-Wan says he's leaning his way on the whole ones thing being an apparition thing. Even if it wasn't intended that way, it works best in headcanon. Well, in your opinion. So, you keep your headcanon, I'll keep mine. Okay? How about that shit? Does that work for you? And it's not better than my explanation. Sorry. It's just not. So mine's more interesting, it's more fun, and I think that over time you'll find that people agree with me. So just please look forward to that, and you know, until then you can roll with your theories, you can do whatever you want to. It's your life. Okay, so ooh. Very, very odd that there's not even an option. There's no options menu. I didn't realize that about this game. And what do you have to do to get an extra life, you know? It seems extremely brutal. Extremely brutal to not even offer any sort of power up, besides the Altered Beast power up, of course, but you know, that doesn't get you very far. You can be an altar boy and then still lose your ass very easily. Have your ass just handed to you. I'm not sure how long this game is, but it's like, come on. Oh, and he can plop on down. He can do the whole thing. He can do the rigmarole, the old shindig. He does that. We go altered. We get an opportunity to fight the feller here again. That episode makes absolutely no sense if it's an apparition. If it was all a multi-person, it's just a sort of mind game. It's a little delusion that they all suffered at the same time for no reason in particular. They just happen to all share this wicked hallucination. Jesus Christ, you know. Cut me some slack. Cut me some damn slack. You about done? There you go. Makes no sense as a shared hallucination. Absolutely not. I won't have it. I will not have it. I think it's going to be more difficult to explain that they all had the same exact hallucination for the same amount of time, about the same exact thing, featuring the same exact characters. Come on now. Come on. It doesn't add up. It's garbage. It's horse wallop, even. Huh. Damn it.
Power up.
Oh, you son of a poop. Let's get that next power up.
Power up.
Watch out. Dragon's gonna be coming. And that guy from Gauntlet. That's just crazy. The same characters in this game. Now we're a dragon. Now we're a scary, scary dragon. Go. Shooting some things. Just gotta shoot some things. Take him out there. Oh, maybe I can. Maybe I'll take advantage of that, because I don't want to. If I can do that, I might as well. This isn't about integrity now. Ah, stupid. Stupid. Now we're gonna rewind it a little bit. Nope. Go for a different outcome. Will history always repeat itself? Can we change the course of history? Ah. What do we gotta do? What do we gotta do to him? I'll just spam this now. That's fine. Fine with me. This is entertaining, right? Die. No. I just don't get it. What do we gotta do with the watermelon eye? You know? Go away. Disappear, eyeballs. Oh, I just about had that one. What is the fucking deal? What do you gotta do? Hmm? Oh, Jesus. This is so dumb. What's the deal here? That's it? Just had to do it on the eye a few times? Alright then. You'll be strengthening it over time. The hell you will. I don't buy it. Nothing you say is gonna convince me otherwise. I'm putting my foot down. It's an article of faith. Not changing my mind. So. Oh yeah, I just don't wanna. What happened? Why can't I kick? What's going on there? What is the problem? What are you doing? Come on, just give him a kickle. There you go. Give him a damn kickle, that's all. A little bit of a jump, a higher jump. Nah, I don't want to lose that life. No thanks. Bring me a higher jump. Bring me a higher jump. Oh. Nope. I don't want to lose that. Nope. Stop punching down. Don't you know it's not right to do? Nope. You're not supposed to punch down. I learned that. I've learned that from people. You're never supposed to punch down. I'll die on this hill too. I don't care. You think I care? I told you it's an article of faith. I'm not changing my mind. It's not happening. Don't even try to convince me otherwise. They did not share this hallucination just for fun. It just didn't happen. It's not feasible. I don't buy it. No. Absolutely not. Oh! Give me that. There we go. Okay. No! Power. What do we gotta do? Come on. Nope. Stop punching down. You're not supposed to punch down. Never punch down. This is a good spot. There we go. That was a good one. Get your orb. Come on. Come on, be an altar boy. What? What? I need that I need the altar orb. I can't live without that. I need to change. We've got to make some changes. We got to start making changes. Learn to see ourselves as friends, not two distant strangers. Do-do-do. That's just the way it goes. Everybody always knows. That's just the way it goes. Goes. What happened? Well, the listeners will not agree with you over time. They'll see that you're peddling lies. They'll tire of your boring, reductionist account of the Star Wars universe. You're on the slippery slope towards just fully embracing the midichlorians as the only true explanation for the Force powers. That's the path you're on, pal. And I'm not going to go there with you. I have no interest in it. I have a little more reverence for the Force. I'm just not going to go there with you. So... I don't even know what this is. It's just like a... Oh, I can roll at him. Kind of like Sonic. Sonic the Hedge Bear. Well, why can you... I didn't think you could punch me. That doesn't seem right. When I'm in Hedge Bear form, I feel like that should be pretty lethal. What happened? It's absolutely not more plausible than 4 skin coats.
Welcome to your doom.
Why don't you welcome to your doom? Hmm? What is this even doing? I don't even know what this is supposed to be. What's he doing? What are you trying to do here? It was kind of like... How is he... I don't get it. I don't know what he's doing to me. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's just... I mean, he kind of pushes me a little bit. Then... that's how I die? I don't... Huh? I just have to push him back until... What? I don't understand. What's going on with that? I don't understand that move. It's like a ho 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 ho. You're pushing me a little bit. What is that? What's the deal there? I don't know what's going on with that maneuver. I'm just trying to hit my special, so to speak. There we go. Alright. Sonic the Hedge Bear wins again. This guy's always got to take my stuff. And then... what do we got now? What's going on here? Ah, an ice world. You gotta have a good ice world. Yep.
Power up.
Power up. Yep.
Power up.
That's how we do it. I just find it strange that there's not been one, like, oh boy, that's embarrassing. There hasn't been like a single little health pack. That's stupid. Why can't I kickle up at him? There. Much better. Up. Try again. There we go. Ooh, tiger mask. Tiger mask! Undas! Wassers! Tiger mask! Alright, go.
Welcome to your doom.
Can we get this guy? I don't even know what he's supposed to be doing here. That doesn't hurt us, does it? Oh! Ah! I can get down in cat mode. Oh no, we're gonna have to run that back. Oh, nah. Not good for me, bruh. No, we can't even. Oh, jeez. No. Oh, jeez. Got me that time, huh? Oh! Woohoo! Oh, no, 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 no. Run it back again, huh? Oh, that's not even what I wanted to do. You know that. That's what I was going for. That one right there. Oh, a little bit too. Oh, no, 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 no. Get down the ground. There we go. And, gotta make it over to little baby dragon boy with his little boy-bee orb. Hup. Yep. Ah. Come on now. Go ahead. Oh. Ah, that was pretty stupid, wasn't it? Waited too long. Nope. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. A little embarrassing. Oh, jeez. A little embarrassing. There we go. I'm just not used to these controls whatsoever. I keep hitting buttons I don't mean to hit. Not to make excuses, just saying. I'm just saying. Sounds like the Stranger Things soundtrack. A little bit. Oh no! No good. That bass line. Ah, come on now. You gotta be able to hit the cue of the chosen one. There we go. Oh geez, you got owned. Oh geez, you got owned. You got just little macaroned there. Ha! Go. So it's like that. Oh, that's stupid. Oh geez, that's dumb. Oh geez, not enough. These are like little cheesy poofs from hell, kinda. When you have no... Oh! Now this is the way to play, isn't it? Should have been using this with Gauntlet last night. I mean, I feel cheap, but it's like really... It's kind of cheap that they don't let you continue. Just a little too OP. The computer's a little too OP in this one. So I don't feel too bad. It's like this guy's just, this guy's a real turd. No, that was dumb. And was a decent move, I think. Oh no, 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 no. Now come on. You have got to be shitting me. Huh. Little tinkle on the head. Ah. Oh. Stranger beasts. Huh. Oh, now come on now. What was that? Now come on now. What was that? Huh? Now come on now. Huh? I don't know what happened there. What the, I was down enough. I don't. Are the things so low that I can't even get over them here? Nope. They're too high. Can I hit? No? They're too... I can't do anything. Okay. I'm gonna lose that life. That's gonna have to do. I just won't have any more mistakes to make. That's fine. Can I actually hit him with that? No, that's no good. Huh! Hup! 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 That hit him right in his nose. That didn't hurt him. Hup! 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 Oh, oh geez. Don't want to lose that one. That's no good. Now what's going on here? I don't, what is this? There we go. Jesus, with the screaming. The screaming got intense on that one. Oh, that's a good sound effect. Now, this place. Some very satanic looking monsters here. What is this place? I don't like this place. This looks like it's going to be very, very difficult. Annoyingly so. So I'm going to have to find out some whole system. I can't lose that. I can't lose that. I can't lose that. I just cannot lose that. Okay? It's just not going to work for me. It's not going to work for me to lose that particular... No, I can't. I can't do it. I can't lose that. Especially not this early. It's just not gonna... That's not gonna swing my way. We could say that. It's not feasible for me to allow that. And this guy's gonna stay just out of my reach, right? He's gonna try to... Where are all these new... This guy... You know, what is this? What is this? What is this game they're playing here? This isn't even like the same game. You got this guy. He's got like a spinning arm device. Little hippo boy. What am I supposed to do with that? You know? I can't make... No, 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 no. He's able to drill right through my punches. And I don't even get my damn orb. No, I can't I can't give that up. I just can't give that up. No, no, it's not gonna work for me. I'm sorry. I really need... No. Nope. No. Again, not gonna work. So... Can I get over for the orb? I just feel like when you get a power-up, you should at least get maybe just a bit of health for the effort, you know? A little something. I mean, this is no good. I've got 1 hit left. This is absurd, with all of the enemies in this level, to not give me at least one little slice of life. They give you two men to start the game with, and it's like, alright, you should be good. I mean, what the hell? Who came up with that idea? This is absolutely absurd. And then, oh, then you got the little rolling boys. You know, I don't see how this is okay. I don't know who made this okay. I'm not okay with this. Yeah. Rolling boys everywhere. It's just too much. Come on, alter yourself. You gotta be an altar boy.
Power up.
I got it. Now I'm powered up, but it doesn't really mean anything, does it? Because I've still got 1 sliver of health left. Hello, Fallen Angel. How are you doing this evening? See, that's just crap to me. I've got 1 sliver of health. It should not be this way. It's disrespectful. I don't agree with it. I never signed up for this. I definitely did not sign up for this. So it's just something to think about, I believe. The way this game is going. It just makes me feel like the people who made it didn't really care about the players. They wanted you to suffer in a way that was almost unimaginable. It's just too much. You gotta know when to say when. As a developer, that's what I'm trying to get across here. You gotta know when to say when. And these guys, they took it too far. They took it way too far. And what they did was they created a game that's basically unwinnable. And that's not a game at all. That's a farce. See that? You see that? That's a farce. No one wants to play that game. Because, like I said, it's not a game. It's a farce. It's a shenanigal farce. It makes no sense to play it. You've got little unicorn pals hopping and skipping around in this just absolute wasteland. Why did I come here? You know? Why did I bother? Oh, and you see what happens there? Little sticky poo thinks he can just punch around at me. This guy, he's a real pain in the ass. He's got a twisty arm. I don't know what the fish does. I don't know why you would have a fish like that in your game. But I don't even get my last altar orb. Do you see how that might be a little unfair? Do you see how that might be unfair to me? Oh. See, you can even do this. You can do that. You can try your best. And then the damn thing. You know, you can't. I'm just trying to twist around so I can fucking. They've got me caught up, is what they've got. Look at this. Now you got these guys around from the... Oh, Jesus. And there's the orb. Of course. Of corbs. Give me the damn thing. Okay, now what are we gonna be? We're back to the werewolf. Alright. Dead. 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 Alright, just gotta... Alright. We're back on top. We're back in the power position here. We got the advantage. We're in the advantage here. Advantage Van Patten. That's what we have. We've got the advantage. Nope. Come on now. See? What are they trying to do? They're trying to play these little games with me. Oh, you see? That's a good game. It's a good game. Can I be a super beast if I get the... Ha! I feel like that should have... No, just... That doesn't even do anything. You would think that would give you some extra health. An extra altar orb? 2-time altar boy? And they don't give you anything for it? It's just a bunch of crap, as far as I'm concerned. Pardon my French, but that's a bunch of crap. I just need to be able to keep... Yeah. Huh. I would just like to keep this all the time. If they wouldn't take it away after every level, that might be helpful.
Welcome to your doom.
Yeah, Andrew needs to stop his cyberbullying. It's really off-putting. It's really going to hurt the channel. People aren't going to stand for that. No, this is going to be interesting, isn't it? Oh, so, okay, I guess he can kick low too, huh? Do a little leg sweepy. No. Oh, yeah? Okay, no? Alright. No? Alright. Oh, okay. Alright. So what's the correct strategy when you got one sliver of health and you gotta beat this guy? Then what? Okay. Maybe, nope. Maybe if I, nope. No, okay. So obviously, no. No, not that. So maybe if I just keep doing this. Nope. Too slow. Nope. Too slow to even hit him one time. No. Didn't work. Nope. I mean, I'm trying to draw him to one side. He just won't go. He's being a little baby about it. Okay, so there's one. Nope. Nope. It's like, by all accounts, nope. Nope, 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 nope. And that goes right through him. So, you know, when this is what the boss is doing, no, you need the, nope, 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 nope. You need the game's collision detection to be sort of on fleek, so to speak. Otherwise, it's unfair for the player. I don't know if they understand that. There we go. Nope, see? Nope, a little bit too slow on my part, I guess. Where he's a little too fast. And that one went right through him. And that's what you can't have. You can't offer the player, nope, you can't offer the player one way to win and then have the collision detection falter. Like that right there. Right through his damn head. Nope, that's not gonna do it. No, no. Nope. No, no, no. No, no, not gonna. See? I really need those to hit. And sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. And it's just very disappointing. Jesus. See, I just need that to hit more often. It's got to hit like every time, guys. That stuff right there. That's unacceptable. That's shit you need to work out in beta. That's something the testers missed. It's like, yeah, every now and again, you're fighting this dude. You hit him the way you're supposed to, and it just goes right through his head. It's no good. Players are going to be very upset about that. Like, there it is again. That's a bug. That needs worked out. I found a new bug. All these years later, we're still finding bugs in Altered Beast. No good. No good. No damn good. What we really need is to get the dev team on this. I'm going to be writing some letters. I hope that you guys will do the same. Please look forward to this game being worked out. All the bugs exercised, and a nice, fresh, Altered Beast just ready for your consumption. Sometime in early 2019, maybe 2020, we'll get the bugs worked out. We'll get the kinks worked out. It'll be all good. Everyone's going to be very happy, very, very pleased with the final product, I believe. So just keep an eye out for that. And you can follow this channel. Go ahead and just subscribe. We will update you on the news as this bug fix process continues with Altered Beast, the Sega Genesis classic that we're playing here this evening. Mr. Rhinoman. You might recognize him from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And here we go. So that was Rocksteady. Alright, here we go. Obi-Wan wants to know, when did No Nut November become a thing? He'd absolutely have no chance. Here's a fun fact. I swore off the old... Oh, I beat the game. Look at that. Just as I can tell you about this. I swore off masturbation back in 2011. How about that? How about that? Is that an achievement of some sort? The old NoFap. I took the NoFap challenge. For life. For life. Yes, it was on Genesis because I rented it on Genesis. I never owned the Master System when I was a boy. When I was a boy, I had the Sega Genesis. I did not have the Master System. Push any key to start the next rounds. It's probably just one of those ones where you start the game over again. Let's see. Obi-Wan's got a question. What's going to happen if Trump does poorly in these elections? All hell will break loose? Well, see, the problem here is that it's not just that things are up in the air, as they normally are in any election. Typically between... No, it'll be bad either way, really. Because if the... I'll get back to NoFap in a minute. If the Democrats do well, then we can almost be assured that Donald Trump will be put through the impeachment process. And that's not going to be very well. That's not going to be good for the country. Either way, it's going to be a shit show, I think. If the Republicans win, if they do really well, if they take both the House and the Senate, then, you know, I feel like the progressives are going to start screaming and like they have no other options left but to start getting, I guess we could say, increasingly uncivil, more uncivil than they've already become. And that's not good. We don't want a civil war, but I feel like some people do, unfortunately. They really buy into this idea that the way to go is to begin just bashing people that they don't like, that they disagree with. They'd rather get physically violent than sit down and talk to people. They think that the time for talking is over. Now, the crazy thing is that's not a majority of even people on the left. I feel like this very small but very vocal minority on the left has hijacked the party, has basically hijacked the Democrat Party, and the people who have, the people who find themselves in the elected positions are paying attention, and they're giving in to the demands of this very vocal minority, this insane, rabid, regressive left, and they're trying to represent those people instead of I would say the overwhelming majority of people, even people on the left, who are afraid to talk about how crazy they think that these hijackers are, the people who've taken over their party. They don't want to come out against them because then they feel like they will automatically be lumped in with the right, and you can't be seen as a reasonable conservative by these people. This insane mob on the left, they don't believe in reasonable conservatives. They think that everyone to the right of them is a Nazi, or is a bigot, or a homophobe, or a transphobe, or whatever phobe or ist. It's like they just make up boogeymen. I think there are many reasons why they do it. For one, I think it's intoxicating. I think people love to feel like they're being virtuous, like they're fighting the good fight, like they know what's best. And that's where these people find themselves. They've fully convinced themselves that they're in this do or die situation where even giving an inch is like seen as fraternizing with the enemy somehow. And so it does not make for a very pleasant situation. It makes coming to an agreement or finding middle ground impossible, because they're just not willing. They're not even willing to talk. It's like this conversation I had the other night where this guy accused me of perpetuating sort of my power position by just trying to engage in a discussion, saying that because I'm a white male, if I try to encourage discourse between people on the right and the left, that I'm only doing that because I want to make sure that I don't lose my power, and that it's not about finding truth, it's not about coming to an agreement, it's not about healing the nation, it's just about me winning so I can keep my thumb down on top of everyone who I have below me, because I'm such a powerful male. Apparently I'm such a powerful person in this world. They really believe that. It's sick, it's twisted, it's very unfortunate, but that's where we are. So yeah, the old small but vocal minority, just like us on Star Wars. That's what they like to say. Yeah, I don't think that in that case, I don't think the minority is as small as they like to say it is. That's why Solo didn't do shit at the box office. It wasn't because a small but vocal minority of people didn't go out and watch the movie. It's because the people who did watch it didn't go back and watch it again. They didn't give the movie the word of mouth adulation that you expect people to give a Star Wars flick. You expect Star Wars to be that thing that you want to go and watch over and over and over again, try and pick out the details the second and third and fourth time you see it, pay attention to different things and such. But anyway, yeah. So that's where we are. I think people are going to lose their minds, unfortunately. We'll see what happens, though. I think that the best case scenario, I heard Dave Rubin talking about this earlier, and I agree with him. I think that the best case scenario for tomorrow is the Democrats get absolutely blown out of the water. The Republicans take the House and the Senate, get the old supermajority, And then the powers that be within the Democrat Party look around at the wreckage, at the rubble that they're standing in, and they realize that crazy regressive SJW left does not represent the majority of just regular Democrats, just regular people who happen to be a little more liberal, people who, I guess you would have called them blue collar Democrats, the working man, people who still believe in traditional American values, but like I said, fall to the left on the political spectrum, just not all the way over into Marxist territory. And I think that if they have a really bad day tomorrow, that maybe they'll take inventory of what happened, and they will try to appeal to the more sensible left. I'd say the left of the everyday Joe, and try and get those people back on board, because I think we do need a left and a right. There's a place for the left and there's a place for the right. I think that what needs to happen tomorrow, though, is the right needs to absolutely just decimate the left at the voting booths. That way, that will send a message to the Democrat Party. Be like, these people that you've been pandering to, they're not the people who are going to win you elections, because there aren't that many of them. In the final analysis, there are not that many of them. There aren't enough of those people here to swing the elections in your favor. And if you continue pandering to them, your party is going to die completely, and something else will take its place. And I think that will happen, whether it's the Democrats who after tomorrow get blown out and realize they need to make some changes, or it's a new party that rises from the fallout of this situation here. It doesn't matter. There's going to be a balance that sort of naturally rises, but I'd rather things I guess get back on track for the Democrats. It seems like, for all the flaws of the two-party system, we at the very least need a left to balance out the right. So something crazy is going to go down. People aren't going to be happy. There's going to be a period of division, perhaps, that we've not seen in a long time. And I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. But I believe that the Democrats losing badly will be a faster route to, we could say, healing as a country and coming back together. That's just my take. I could be wrong, but I guess we'll find out. So that's what I'm thinking on tomorrow's election. And I did my due diligence. I sat down. I went through all the candidates. I went through left and right and third parties. Read about the issues. I made my picks. I just hope that other people tried to make themselves informed. These days, I feel like it's easy enough to do that. You should at least get a general idea of who you're voting for. And it's not like you have to seek this information out I would say it doesn't take too much to seek it out. Just a few seconds on the old keyboard or flipping through your phone, and you can find out where all these candidates stand on all these issues you'll be voting for. And I think you should do that. I think everyone should do that. So let's let's see. Push any key to start the next rounds. Good luck. So I wanted to get over to. I'll get back to some gaming here in a minute, but I wanted to address. The achievement, I would say, of swearing off masturbation. Yes. And I found out recently that that's been associated with like the right somehow. I don't know when that happened. I thought that was like a bipartisan issue, masturbation. You know, thought it was pretty common knowledge that that's something that a lot of people do, both on the left and the right. I don't know, because it wasn't like it wasn't a religious thing. I was just I would say it was one of those things where I kind of took an appraisal one day, and I was like, I really think this is an absurd thing to do. I thought about great men in history, and I considered for a second the prospect of George Washington or Abraham Lincoln sitting at a computer desk at 3 a.m, pants and underwear down around their ankles, with some sort of lubricant, just going ahead and having a session right there. It didn't strike me as the most noble of activities, especially for someone who has a sexual partner, a long-term sexual partner. It's a waste of time, I think, in a way that, I mean, you could say that about a lot of things, right? You could say that playing video games is a waste of time. You could say reading comic books is a waste of time. A lot of things can be written off as a waste of time. That one, however, I think it's special. It's a special waste of time, because usually when you get done playing a game, so long as you don't allow your life to be taken over by it, you can play an hour or two, and then you get done and you're like, oh, that was fun. You know, it was a good time. What I've found from my experience, when I would sit down for a session back in the day, use that word, we'd sit down for a session. You start clicking through the videos, and it's like, well, what's it going to be tonight? Which video am I gonna go ahead and use this evening? And you sit there and you start going through them, and you'll click around through the time bar, and it's like, no, not this one. And then you back out and you start looking for more. And then this process like drags itself out, and you know, it's not like you have to spend 3 hours for this to feel like a waste of time when you're finished up. Even 30 minutes from start to finish, it's too much. It felt like too much. I just took an appraisal, and I was like, this is a stupid thing to do when I've got all of these other activities that I want to get to in my day. I just don't have time for this. This is just something that I don't want to do anymore. Not saying that it was going to kill me, or that it was having like this massively deleterious effect on my life. It was just like, I can stop doing this and I'll be fine. I won't miss it. And I really didn't. I just decided one day that I was done. Actually, it was very soon after I'd moved into my new house, and we didn't have Wi-Fi yet. And I remember I was taking my computer around to see if like one of the other houses nearby had a Wi-Fi connection that I could jump onto. I was taking my laptop around, and that's when it hit me. And I was like, this is fucking stupid. This is dumb. This is a waste of time. There are so many other things that I could and should be doing right now, that I don't have time for this. And that's not to say that I am always using my time efficiently. I'm not saying that I don't have distractions in my life or that I don't spend too much time surfing the internet sometimes or watching stupid videos, but I was able to remove one thing that daily, I would say, up to that point, was a daily distraction and something that like I said, I wasn't going to miss. And I didn't. I felt great about it. I still do. So I guess that's kind of the the philosophy behind it. It's not really much deeper than that. And I think that there are other positive consequences of giving up that behavior. I would say that just overall, I think it's respectful to the person that you're with. If you're with someone, if you're with a significant other, it just seems like it's a good thing to stop doing. Especially if porn is involved, just on the grounds of being kind of disrespectful, I think. Personal opinion. That's just my take. Looking at it from the outside, it's like, yeah, you can probably do without that if you're with someone, especially. So that's kind of my spiel there. Does that make sense? But anyway, there's a whole, I didn't even find out about it until after I stopped, but I found out there was this movement. It's called NoFap. And I found out about this, I think, I don't know, at least several months after I'd stopped. And it was like a group of people who decided to give up masturbation for various reasons. And I think it's still going, there's like a subreddit for it and everything. And I don't know. Fallen Angel thinks that No Nut November is mostly a MGTOW thing. I don't know. I think that even if you're not going to give it up, I believe that it is good to have a handle on your sexual urges and your sexual desire. If you are sort of jerked around, no pun intended, by the feeling that you need to like get to your bedroom and drop trow and give yourself an old tug, that's like it's just a really, I would say it's like an embarrassing thing to have to give into. You should have that under control. You should be able to go without doing it. It's an embarrassing compulsion, I think. To be in a position where this urge hits you and you just like need to get somewhere and jerk off. I mean, people really, they find themselves in that spot. They'll like excuse themselves at work and go to the bathroom and jerk off on like a 5-minute break or something, and use their cell phone, use their smartphone to pull up Pornhub or something. And it's like, just think about what you're doing. It's so absurd. You'd be so embarrassed if anyone caught you in that moment. It's like, if you want to do it, fine. But I don't think it's one of those things that you should feel like you're going to explode if you don't do it daily. And that's where I think that something like even just taking a month off could be good for people. Give you an opportunity to prove to yourself that this desire is not in control, because that desire can get people into a lot of trouble, right? That's oftentimes the desire that leads people astray in relationships. And, if you're just dating someone, then whatever. I mean, maybe your relationship was going to go somewhere if you would have stayed with that person and not wandered. But the consequences at that point aren't really too, they're not too dire. But if you've not conquered that desire and you're married, and maybe you've been married for 20 years and things aren't like as hot and heavy as they used to be at home, and then a new girl starts at work and she smiles at you a lot. You start to feel that spark. You guys start flirting and your mind starts drifting in that direction, and that urge pulls you in that direction, and you can be completely controlled by it and swept up into something that you really shouldn't have gotten into. Something that can absolutely destroy your life over what? Like a few minutes of this base urge. So I think that it's a good idea for people in general to have that sexual desire, I wouldn't say caged, but I would say controlled. You don't want to be tugged around by that. That's no good. Obi-Wan says, well, you're a better man than me. I wouldn't say that. Said if he wants sex and Kat's not in the mood, he has no qualms with telling her he's going to the spare bedroom for 20 minutes. She'd rather that than me keeping her up. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. I just, again, it's more of like, I just think it's, let's say, for instance, you want to have sex and the lady friend's not feeling it. It's like, okay, well, maybe you hold off until the next time that you are able to be with the lady. That's a possibility. You don't have to, but I think it's a good thing to prove to yourself that you can, because it just seems oftentimes reflexive for a lot of guys, especially, where it's like, oh, well, the old ball and chain didn't want to spread the legs last night, so I hauled off to the bedroom with the lotion, or off to the bathroom with the lotion, and went ahead and, well, like I said, it becomes a reflex for people. It's like, I can't have sex exactly now. I can't have sex right when I want it. So I'm going to recreate the act without the other person involved, just to get the end result, just to have the feeling of it. And I would say that if you don't do that, I think that you give yourself the opportunity not only to master an urge that I think most people just feel like they kind of naturally have to give into. Really, I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, I have to do it. I have to do it every day, or else, I'm cranky or this or that." And it's like, well, maybe that's not so good. Maybe that's a sign that you need to get this under control. I'm not trying to come across as high and mighty. I'm saying maybe you try it. Maybe try Go Without and see how you feel after 2 weeks or something. And it's like, if you are going crazy, if you're like going out of your mind, and it's like every girl that you pass by is just like setting off alarms for you or something, it's like then you can start to realize like how crazy that urge can be and how powerful it can be. But if you can wrangle it, then I think it's rewarding in a sense. But let's see. Fallen Angel says, as Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force said, masturbation is strictly designed to please me, so why the hell is the Lord getting offended on my behalf? Lol, but nah, I ain't bad with spanking the monkey. Said he gets enough of self-control. Get enough of that self-control crap too often to bother with NoFap November. Already have more than enough self-control. Don't need to waste a month not doing anything I wasn't already not doing. Fair enough. If you feel that way, that's fine. Just telling you where I'm coming from on it. And Obi-Wan says that he probably chooses not to go to the spare bedroom at least half the time. Well, then that's better than just darting off every time, I suppose. Since we're discussing the nature of the urge, the nature of the sexual desire, and how it's a good idea to have that in check, to not be owned by it. It's not a good thing. So it's a good challenge, though. I would say it's a good challenge. If you've never done it before, it is interesting. It's interesting to see, to experience what it's like to go without consciously, willingly, to sort of make that declaration to yourself and be like, well, I'm just not going to give in to that, because the urge can get pretty intense, I will say. So it's a way to test your own mettle, I think. A very, very poignant way, especially with that activity. I think it's something that males, I would say, especially, start picking up that habit, I don't know, sometime between 6th and 8th grade, and you do it daily. A lot of people, I mean, I know I did almost daily. It just became like part of the routine, whatever. So yeah, give it a shot sometime. Just to see. You don't have to put anything on it. You don't have to really attach any weight to it. Just as an experiment. See what you got. See how long you can go. Give it a try. And let's see. You're married with kids. You already have a natural buffer to participate in FAP life. LMAO. Well. I'll say this, okay? People will say that sometimes, but when you are quite busy, when the wife owns a business, when you're trying to help out, when you got 2 kids, when one of those kids is a newborn, that ain't happening all the time, bruh. So it's not like you just walk into the room and say, all right, let's go. No, not quite like that. So I would say that yeah, it requires discipline. Yeah. It's not just a result. I'm not just able to keep up with this decision that I made because I happen to be married. I would say that has I won't say it has nothing to do with it, because obviously even someone who's in a casual relationship, just boyfriend and girlfriend, they're probably getting theirs more than the single guy, but that doesn't mean it's impossible for the single guy either. You just have to appraise your own situation and see what you got. See what you got. Test your mettle, as I said. Fallen Angel said, From what I've seen with how bad boys and men are treated nowadays and how hard masculinity is being killed, I think fapping is the only way to let out any male energy without too much guilt. Oh, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. I think there are plenty of other ways to let out male energy, because I don't think that male energy is necessarily resigned to just sexual energy. That's not the only form of male energy. There are many other male masculine activities that you could be undertaking, I would say, in the time that you are jerking yourself off. It's really, I think it's not, I don't think that there's really much masculine about tugging on your own cock. Okay? That's my opinion. You could pick up a hobby, you pick up a skill or something. And that's what I did at first. It was like anytime I got the urge, I was like, I'm going to use that time that I would have sat down to jerk off to do something productive, something that I know I should be working on. And so it was like, okay, well, I feel like going and having a nice whack. Well, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do instead is, I don't know, I'm going to go play guitar, or I'm going to go and write a story, or I'm going to go draw something. I'm going to funnel that direction in, I'm going to funnel that energy in the direction of one of my passions, something that is creative and something that is actually productive, as opposed to just releasing it and then sitting there with, spunk all over my chest. That's not very dignified, is it? So, yeah, you feel the urge, you replace it with something else. And then that energy it's not like the energy is just bottled up. Then you get to, you bring your focus back, as opposed to having it just, I would say, held hostage by this urge until you give into it and have that release. You use that anticipation and you use that excitement, and you push it in the direction of something that's, like I said, more productive, something that's creative. Could be woodworking, truly creative woodworking that's going to produce a nice sculpture or something, as opposed to just working your own wood. So you could take up a crafting hobby. You could sit down and read about a topic that interests you. You could go out for a run. Physical exercise is another great thing that you can replace that particular activity with, because you're getting that energy out, right? You're doing something physical. You're replacing one physical act with another, and you're just not blowing your load at the end of your jog. So, and you're going to be, I think, more excited about sex with a real person whenever that happens. It may not be that night. It may not be for another week. It may not be for another month. Who knows? But then when it happens, it's like, all right, here we go. I haven't done this in a while. It kind of brings a little bit of the novelty back to it. So Andrew says that he ain't got shit as far as a lady friend. And he is not jacked since 2001. Obi-Wan says the longest he's gone since reaching adolescence is like 12 days when he had shoulder surgery. The left hand just couldn't crack it. Fallen Angel has said 4 months, but that was because he was in work season dealing with clients. Andrew says he does not even think about it. Yeah, I think that's where it's gotten for me. It's like, it's not really, it's just after a while, once you have conquered that urge. It just doesn't. It's just not one of those things that you really think about. And I'm not trying to sound like a braggart or like some kind of badass. It's just like, it's true. It's like once you've gone long enough without doing that, it just, again, there are myriad activities that you would do before sitting down and doing that. So it's not like I'm sitting at my computer every night doing work, fighting that urge anymore. I think for a time that was the case. But it's been so long that it's just not something that I really consider taking part in. It just doesn't register anymore. So if you can fully conquer it, which I believe that probably anyone could, then I think anyone would reach that same conclusion. They would reach that same point where it's just, I don't really consider it. It's just not, it doesn't, if you imagine like a Rolodex of activities that starts spinning in your mind when you're thinking of something to do, it's like that card's been removed. It just doesn't come up anymore. Yeah. Obi-Wan has accused me of virtue signaling. Not virtue signaling. It's like the opposite of virtue signaling. People make fun of NoFap members. It's been associated with like the alt-right. I just found this out recently and I was very confused. I was like, how is that a partisan issue to like not jerk off? I thought that would be embraced by, kind of like the modern left, because you're not sitting down and objectifying women and that kind of thing. I thought you'd be applauded. And then I found out that no, it's like it's associated with the sort of hyper masculine alt-right. I was very confused, but I don't know. You can't really make heads or tails of things right now. It's very insane. So, in 2011, would that have made you 26 at the time? Yes, sir. Yes. Your math is on point, Obi-Wan. It's been associated with the incels, and unfortunately MGTOW was dragged into it as well. Well, maybe so. I guess there could be some overlap there. Just, I don't know. I really don't give a shit why anyone else would or wouldn't do it. What am I going to say? I don't care. I don't care if the incels don't want to jerk off. That's fine. MGTOW, more power to you. Stop tugging on the rod. Fine. Good for you. Good for you. Good to get that in check. Good for anyone to get that in check, no matter what group they're a part of. There's a good talk on the decline of the sort of traditional man, given by a psychologist named Philip Zimbardo. I believe it was a TED talk that he did, but he brings up the issue of men being addicted to porn and all sorts of things, and how it's had a negative effect on males in general. You should check it out sometime. Look it up. Philip Zimbardo. He's been around for a long time. We learned about him in psychology class way back when I was in like 9th grade. So he's put in his paces. He's a very esteemed and renowned psychologist. You might have heard of this prison experiment that he did, where at the college where he taught, he ran this experiment where he had students play the role of both. He had like a group of students play the role of prisoners, and then another group of students playing the role of the prison guards, and I believe he played the role of the warden. And they set up this basement in one of the buildings to look like a prison, like a prison block, and it got way out of hand. The point was that these kids, and even himself, they got so swept up in this experiment that they started taking their roles like way too seriously. I don't think it's, I mean, if it happened today, it would be a complete shit show. But everyone basically started acting out their roles in real life and identifying with the characters that they were playing in this prison experiment. You know, it's been a while since I've watched anything about it or read about it, but I remember some of the particulars being mind-blowing. The lengths to which some of these students who were acting as prison guards would go to humiliate and brutalize some of their fellow students, and all just during this little experiment that they had going on. They ended up having to shut it down early because it got so out of hand, but it's worth looking into if you're not familiar with it. Oh, what do we got here? Angel said Zimbardo has a point, but he's also not counting female hypergamy as a factor in the destruction of the traditional man. All the constant bashing on men and masculinity and the normalization of trans. Well, I guess there's a discussion to be had there, but you know, I think that his talk was more about males taking responsibility as opposed to looking around and blaming anyone else, which, while there are certainly other factors at play that shouldn't be ignored, in the meantime, until those things get worked out, and this is a good general rule for life, just no matter what situation you're in, I think, is to assume as much responsibility as you can for the situation in which you find yourself. Because you can always look around at outside factors and blame this or that thing for driving you to whatever point you're at. You can always do that. There's always going to be some way that you can rationalize in your own head why you're not living up to your potential or why you've fallen short. There's always a reason. There's always many reasons, in fact. So if you go that route, you can become very successful at convincing yourself that everyone else has wronged you, and there's nothing that you really need to do except for wait until the entire world comes to meet you where you think that the world should be. Until things are set straight outside. Once the world falls into place, then things will really get rolling for you. You know, you can play that game and you can convince yourself of that, but it will never lead you anywhere good. You will be spinning your wheels for a lifetime if that's what you decide to do. So I'm a big proponent of not making excuses, even when excuses are possibly justified. Even when it might be okay to make excuses, I still try not to. I try not to indulge myself in that. I wouldn't call it a luxury. I would say it would be a vice. Excuse making. I think that if you shoulder as much responsibility as you can without, and I don't mean beat yourself up, I mean appraise your situation and be like, okay, there may be external forces that have factored into me being in an unfavorable place. That's fine. I would like for those things to change, but usually if that's the case and something external has forced you into a bad place, then it's not going to be up to you at that moment to do something about that external factor. But what you can do something about is your own frame of mind, what you're focusing on, what you decide to do moving forward, that kind of stuff. And I've found that if you choose that route and you focus on what you can do personally, and just start moving in that direction and don't really pay much attention to all of the external negativity. Again, take this in a common sense way. I'm not saying that if you're in a really abusive relationship that you should just stay there and weather it. That's not what I'm saying. That would be within your power to change, right? That's something that you could do something about. If you're with someone who is constantly abusive or who is constantly doing you wrong, then you can do something about that. You can leave. You can confront them about it. You can talk to them. You can take steps to either remedy the relationship or get out of it completely. I'm saying, like, if you work somewhere and everyone else keeps getting promoted and you're sitting there and you're trying to come up with excuses for why they're getting promoted and you're not, that's a bad game to play. Because then you don't change anything about yourself. Then you don't ask yourself the hard questions. What am I doing wrong? Typically, people don't like to know what they're doing wrong, because then that's more work for them to do, as opposed to making excuses, as opposed to coming up with bullshit reasons as to why the guy who's only been there for 3 months got the promotion when you've been there for 6 years and you've never been promoted. It's like, what's that person doing that you're not doing? You can write it off. You can say, oh, well, that person's an ass kisser, or that person's just got a bubbly personality, and I don't have that, so I'll never get promoted. That kind of shit. It's like, people with bubbly personalities aren't the only people who get promoted in this world. So what are you doing? What could you be doing that you're not? What are your strengths? Maybe you don't have a bubbly personality, but maybe you're not going above and beyond. Maybe you're only doing the bare minimum. Maybe it's like, oh, well, I show up to work on time and I never call off. It's like, well, maybe that's not enough. What else could you be doing? Anyhow, take responsibility. Don't be a dick. Don't make excuses for yourself. Obi-Wan wants to know, why aren't I getting promoted? Because I spend all afternoon listening to Super Divorce. Well, just joking. He wouldn't get promoted anyway. Well, why not? Do you want to get promoted? Do you wish you would get promoted? I don't know. I've gotten promotions before. Mostly just by busting my ass, really. But I've also been in a position to give someone a promotion and heard from a person who I was actually going to promote one of these. I heard from a person I was going to promote one of these bullshit stories as to why I didn't promote them. And it's crazy the shit people will say to try and explain away their shortcomings. There was this girl, and it was when I was managing a place, and she was a great worker. did a great job, had a really great relationship with all the other employees, and so I was going to be leaving to go to another store, and my boss asked me who should get my job when I left. And I was like, well, I had this particular person in mind, this girl that I was just mentioning, and I was going to basically put in the word, because it was going to be my pick. I was going to choose her. But about a week before I made this decision, she came to me and told me, without knowing that I was going to be leaving, that she had finally landed like her dream job, which was going to be in the like an apprenticeship in the field that she was going to be going into once she graduated from college. So she was in school, and she was getting her degree in a particular field, and I'm staying vague in case, I don't know, anyone, in case she happens across this. She's not going to, but just saying. I'm not going to mention any names here, or any real particulars. But she had gotten a job in the field she was going to school for. She was so excited. She said she was finally going to be getting out of this shit job that she didn't want anymore, the place where we were working together, and she was going to be moving on to an occupation that she had a passion for. And I was like, okay, well, geez, okay, I guess I'm not going to offer her the position because she's going to be leaving in like a month or whatever. She's like, well, clearly I'm not going to choose her to take this over for whatever, a few weeks, and then have to train someone new. So I chose another employee who I didn't think was as good, but he was probably the next in line. And I put the recommendation in to my boss, and that guy ended up getting the job. And I found out after I left that she was really pissed off at me, and that she had gone behind my back and accused me of being basically a misogynist and passing her up because she was a female, and that she was the most qualified person for this position and all that stuff. And it was like, it had nothing to do with any of that. She was my first choice by far, but I was going off of the information that she had given me, where she had come to me as her boss and said that she was leaving. And so I it's like that's one of those cases where she just fabricated this story in her own head to I really don't know why, unless she wasn't as sure about this job as maybe she was presenting it to me, and maybe it didn't pan out or something. I don't know, but it couldn't have been further from the truth. And it was just a fabricated bullshit story that she told herself, I guess to make herself feel good about the fact that I didn't come to her with this position. So I don't know. People are weird, man. People are crazy. Obi-Wan says he won't have developed enough to get promoted for at least 3 years. Seems to be doing enough for now to keep them happy. Well, I suppose that's better than making them upset, right? What magically happens at 3 years, I wonder? Why is it a 3-year mark? Why must you wait 3 years to get promoted? What is it about the 3rd year? Some sort of training involved, or classes, or accumulation of particular number of hours on the job that you have to get before you can get promoted? I don't know. Let's see. Oh boy. Wow. Well, I don't know if I'm going to even get to any more games tonight, fellas. It's already 3 in the morning. I got to get up and go vote. Got to make sure I can get up and go vote tomorrow. Yeah. So maybe we can, mayhap, we can go ahead and call it here. Perhaps that might be a good thing to do. Just might be a good thing to do to call it here for the evening. But I'll hold on. I'm going to see what Obi-Wan had to say here. He said, estimating 3 years. He's going off other people who have only just been promoted, who've been here ages, and he considers them much smarter. Well, I would say that being smart might be only part of the equation. Huh? You could be more cunning. You could be more resourceful. I don't know exactly what your job entails, what you have to do on a given day. So I can't really give you pointers. But you could be, what if you're like the Wunderkind? What if you're like the Wunderkind? You go in there and you set the record for fastest raise in the history of your company. Could happen. I mean, someone's got the record right now, right? Or not raise, but promotion. Someone has the record for fastest promotion. Maybe it could be you. Maybe you could take the record. You know, you could make a game out of it. Try and blow that guy out of the water. Take his crown. Say there's a new king. There's a new king around here. It's me. Obi-Wan. Yeah? Could be. So, something to think about. You know, something to consider. Roll it around in the old noggin. See if you want to set the record. Take that promotion. Grab it right by the short and curlies. Some people like to say that. You grab it by the short and curlies. And drag it wherever you want it to go. We can all dream. We can all dream. But, you know, don't let your memes be dreams. That's what they say. Don't let your dreams be memes. Don't let your memes be dreams. You can make these things. You can make them happen. Within reason. You can't say, I would like to jump unassisted to the moon and survive. That's something you cannot do. I'm afraid. I'm afraid a human being cannot do that. If that's your goal, sorry, you can't. You can't do that. But if your goal was just to go to the moon, I mean, you could probably do that. People have done it before. You know, you probably have a lot of work ahead of you. But, I mean, if that was like your life's wish, who knows? It's physically possible, we'll say that. It might be unlikely, but it's possible. And you wouldn't know until you tried, so, you know, if you want to go to the moon, get to work. You could be an astronaut. You could be like Elon Musk or Richard Branson. You could just learn how to make your own rocket ship. Then you just have to get enough money to build it. Or you could just get enough money to have someone else build you a rocket ship without even having to know yourself. You know, you could become a mogul. You could try and do that. That's physically possible. Again, might be unlikely, but you know, go for it. If you really want to be a mogul, you could be a mogul. People are moguls. Got to be someone. Might as well be you. Yeah, it's probably time for me to cheat. No, I was reading your comment there, Obi-Wan. It is time for me to sleep, and it was a good chat. Yes, good chat tonight. A good chat. And I suppose we got through Altered Beast. Yeah? What happens when I push this button? Yep, I was right. It just starts you over. It's one of those ones where it's like, oh, you beat the game, but here's a new challenge. It's the same challenge as before, but just a little bit harder. I hate that. I think that's a shit move. A real douchebag move on the part of these devs. They did the same shit with Mario Brothers. It happens in Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I mean, it's a thing that happens. It's a bit of a trope. A new challenge presents itself, and then you just start back at the beginning of the game, and more enemies appear on the screen, and then maybe they take more hits than they did the first time through. It's just, it's malarkey. It's no good. That's not good. I disagree with that. I think it's a shit tactic, and it's lazy. Okay? It's lazy. So, with that, my friends. Oh, I'm not upset. I'm quite calm. I am quite calm right now, Obi-Wan. Don't you worry. Don't you worry at all. No. I am just good. I am just good and fine here. Hey, look at the bottom of the screen. Doesn't that, the yellow and the blue, they look like 3D glasses, don't they? Okay, a little observation. All right. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go ahead and shove off for the evening. So, I hope you've enjoyed this late night talk show edition of the live gaming here on Super Divorce's YouTube channel. We got into some different topics, some different discussions. This is one reason why I like to see this channel grow, because as people jump in and the community becomes a little bigger, we're going to have more voices coming in, different people adding to the discussion. We'll get people going back and forth with each other in the chats. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I look forward to it. And hopefully without some of the pettiness that's going on within the Comicsgate community right now. I'm pretty disappointed with some of the shit that's happening amongst the Comicsgate creators. Apparently there's some, I haven't looked into it too much, but there's seems to be like a little bit of division happening right now. Something called the War Campaign, and it's like people making arbitrary demands of others, making them prove their allegiance to Comicsgate and all this type of shit. And it's just like, that's not what this is about. It's supposed to be because people wanted good comics, and they wanted to get good comics from creators who appreciated the fans. That's all it was to me. That's all that I want it to be. We don't need all this high school drama shit. I don't care about that. It's not going to sell any books. Let's get back to basics, okay? Get back to basics, and that's what we're going to stick to around here. We're going to keep it lively. We're going to keep it fun. It might get serious at times, discuss some heavy topics. That's fine, but I mean, we'll do it in the spirit of learning. We'll do it in the spirit of adventure, not in the spirit of getting bogged down and all this frivolous nonsense, this high school drama crap that people get wrapped up in. I don't want to bother with that. I'm not interested in doing that here. So I hope that I hope we can avoid that as the channel grows. That would be good. Okay. Oh, let's see. When, yes, all of that is a bunch of horse wallop, Obi-Wan. I think EVS said Cyberfrog should be here by the end of November. Last I heard. And Red Rooster, I'm not sure when Red Rooster is going to be arriving. I'll have to check on that as well. Yeah. So, okay. All right. Good time tonight. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for engaging. And yeah, I will be back tomorrow, and we'll have we'll have a bit of an election update. See how things are looking tomorrow night here in the U.S. See all the meltdowns that are happening. I don't know who's going to be melting down. People will be melting down tomorrow. I don't know which ones, but it's gonna be crazy out there. So we'll take a look tomorrow and play some games. We'll do Echo tomorrow night, since we didn't do it this evening. We'll play Echo, and we'll get through it. Okay? And until then, y'all take real good care. All right. Good night.